You're listening to
The Marne Report.
Welcome to the Marne Report. I'm your host, Sergeant First Class Jason Hull with 3rd Division Sustainment Brigade Public Affairs. With me is Major Jerome Figgs, Division Sustainment Brigade's Chief Personnel Officer. Welcome and thank you for tuning in. February is Black History Month, and this is the 75th anniversary of the executive order that desegregated the U.S. military. Black soldiers have fought in all of America's wars, including the Revolutionary War. Black soldiers actually crossed the Delaware River with George Washington on Christmas night, 1776. Thank you, sir, for joining us. And what can you tell us that you know or have been impressed about the history that is the legacy, the contributions of Black American soldiers?
Well, Sergeant Hall, I want to say thank you for giving me this opportunity. It's very important to address and more or less celebrate, the accomplishments that have occurred. I am very impressed by how many soldiers that have come before me that have made huge contributions in making America what it is today. Throughout the many struggles for freedom and equality, Black soldiers have continued to answer the nation's call during some of the most difficult times, to include the Louisiana Free Men of Color, the War of 1812, the Tuskegee Airmen, the Buffalo Soldiers, and the Triple Nickels, just to name a few. Countless soldiers fought for the rights that they did not enjoy in America before and during the Civil Rights Movement. However, we continue to strive and should be proud of the progress that we've made as a nation.
So the modern Army, can you tell me, or do you know, sir, the numbers, the demographics, Black American soldiers?
Always a great question as a personnelist. Personnel accountability is one of our biggest things.
That's why we asked you on here, sir.
So I went in, I'd say over 190,000 Black Americans currently serve in the total force. And of that composition, 19% of Black Americans serve in the Army.
You said 19% is actually a little higher than the Black American representation in the U.S. population. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir. And then if you look at it, over 90,000 of them are on the active component, which helps to contribute to the diversity of our organization. Diversity can bring strength to your organization. It brings a lot of different varying ideas, a lot of different experiences that help to shape and make us stronger as one unit.
Okay, so diversity is strength. So essentially for recruiting talent, the Army needs the widest possible pool to recruit from to ensure that the best and brightest volunteer to serve, and thus our Army is the strongest that it could possibly be and ready for any future mission, however great.
Absolutely, because when you stop and think about it, in order for the Army to be what it is and what we want it to be as far as the great organization, like you said, we need to pull from the widest set of backgrounds, the talent, the skills, in order to maximize our warfighting capability, in order to fight and win our nation's wars.
Why would you say it's important to observe Black History Month as an Army, as a unit, as an organization?
Well, I think it's really important for us to celebrate and recognize those accomplishments, because if you stop and think about it, there's been a lot of contributions to our nation's success. Black Americans have defended our nation since the Revolutionary War, and we built a long legacy of courage and professionalism while serving with great honor and distinction. One of the biggest things about it is how do we continue to inspire the generations to come? And by celebrating Black History Month and recognizing all the great accomplishments, it's one of those things that helps us to attract more Americans to serve, so that they can see, we value their contributions and we celebrate them, and that these are additional people that they can inspire to be.
In that vein, sir, and I'm thinking recently of Sergeant First Class Alwyn Cash, a dog-faced soldier who been given the Medal of Honor. He's been memorialized in a number of ways here on Fort Stewart. So he is definitely a Black American soldier that inspires me to be the best possible NCO that I could be. And to have that sort of impulsive taking care of soldiers. What is a hero or someone who serves as an inspiration for you personally?
As a dog-faced soldier, it's always an honor, to be part of that famed history and lineage that the 3rd ID has accomplished. You bring up Sergeant First Class Cash, soldier from 3rd ID, dog-faced soldier indeed. It's one of those things that goes back to the previous question in reference to why do we celebrate and the importance of it, because he's very inspiring. And he will continue to inspire future generations to come, the things that he was able to do. So there's a lot of different things that come to mind when you start thinking about like the personnel that have, done great and wonderful things. Like for me, I'm an AG soldier, love what I do. It's one of the things I've been passionate about. And then when I stop and I look back into history and see that there's been organizations that have done great and wonderful things as far as like ensuring that soldiers receive, the proper personnel support that they deserve. For instance, the 688th, it was a postal battalion that they went, and it was a huge backlog of mail, and they came in and they took on that monumental task to make sure that the soldiers received all of their mail, and they processed, thousands of pounds of mail to get to those people. For those that don't know, mail is like a morale builder. It helps soldiers to know that their loved ones still care about them while they're still fighting and trying to, do great and wonderful things. So for them to come through and just make sure that all that mail was pushed out and delivered to those individuals, always a awe-inspiring thing for me as an AG soldier. So, and then for myself, I had my father who served in the military. For me, it was inspiring to see things that he did just to take care of us as a family. And, we got up every morning to go do PT and stay and work the long hours and deploy or go TDY wherever he needed to go or wherever his unit sent him. But through it all, he did it because he was there to take care of us, to make sure that we was taken care of. So he will always be an inspiration to me, and hope that I can do the same thing for my kids to give them a better tomorrow.
You've had how many years have you served?
I just hit over 19.
And you've served as a personnel officer at multiple echelons, not just the brigade here, but even up to the like MACOM level.
Throughout my years, I've done a lot of things. One of the things that inspired me when I came in was that I wanted to learn a craft. I wanted to have a skill when I came out of the military. And, for me, that was what was important. And I know a lot of other people come in with that same mindset of, it's not just I'm coming in to do this as a career, but what can I do? What can I learn? What experience I can get that I can take out and help my family once I get out of the military? So a lot of the sustainment MOSs, a lot of the other skilled as far as like communications and medical support, those are things that you come in, you learn, and it helps you when you go back to your communities, go back out back outside of the Army to continue to take care of your family.
So now I'd like to ask you what advice you would have for Black American soldiers who have volunteered. They've raised their right hand and swore that oath, but they may be watching the news or they may be reading the news, and they might be troubled giving some of the prominent race-related headlines that come up frequently. Do you have any advice for a service member that is feeling some conflicted feelings about their service?
Well, one of the things I would point out is, especially for like the more junior soldiers, as you're coming into this, a lot of this can be overwhelming. And then when you put it into context of, what's been going on in the world around us, find out the questions that you really want to ask. Do the research. Contact mentors that have been inside the military for some years that might be able to help bring you some context and provide experience to, the issues that you may be facing. And they may be able to help you to understand and or find a way that allow you to continue to serve and to continue to learn from all the different things that are happening.
Well, thank you, sir, Major Jerome Figgs, for walking us through not just the importance of observing Black History Month, but taking time to reflect with us on the legacy of Black American soldiers. Is there anything else that you want to hit on, sir?
So I just want to say thank you for this opportunity to come in and talk with you today. It's always it's always one of those enlightening things to be able to have these type of conversations that help, develop and grow us as individuals and as an organization. So I appreciate your time today.
Thank you, sir, for joining us and providing your insights and your words of wisdom for your service and that of your fathers. For the rest of you out there, this is the Marne Report. Sergeant First Class Jason Hull signing off. Rock of the Marne.
Are you looking for more places to get your news? Subscribe to the Fort Stewart Hunter Army Airfield YouTube channel. As we add to this platform throughout the year, users will have access to installation tours, news updates, and plenty of motivating videos featuring 3ID soldiers and more. Visit youtube.com and search Fort Stewart Hunter Army Airfield.